So starting the test drive in this Macan S, I do love the Luxor beige interior in pretty much all Porsches. It's one of my favorite interiors in general. And I love how it's pretty much all beige, especially with the Porsche crest here. It looks very, very fancy. But especially like with the leather wrap steering wheel having the heat and all that, it just feels like a luxury SUV. Feels like you made it, you know? Now for this to have 86,000 miles, I feel like any repair that you might have to do on this is not going to be cheap, but usually, especially cars like these, Porsches in general, if you maintain them pretty well, you might have one or two expensive fixes, but you won't have to replace a motor or transmission. At least I haven't heard that being an issue with these with under 100,000 miles. Or I should say close to 100,000 miles. But right now it's driving in terms of the PDK like new. Transmission's so much fun to downshift. And it's just nice to be able to put your foot in these. And with 340 horsepower, it gets up. Now it's not a turbo, but it is quick. Gonna give it a little pull here. Yeah, the shifts are just impeccable in terms of just shifting up very quick. But I'm gonna put it in a Sport Plus, and I'm gonna take it on the interstate. I'm excited because no one's behind me, no one's in front of me. And here we go. Yeah, it's just exhilarating, it really is. Very, very good acceleration. And the sound you get from the exhaust, the engine, all of that, very, very nice. But we do have the lane keeping system here. So I'm gonna turn on the cruise and see how that does. So it's mostly just meant to keep you in the lines, kind of pings you back and forth. But doing a pretty decent job. I'm gonna take it off here. Now the 20s are just a tad on the louder side in my opinion, but doesn't really bother me. You have the surround sound Bose system, so I like to have my music up pretty loud, so that won't be an issue for me at all. The ride quality itself though is very, very good. Just the right amount of bounce and stiffness, which Porsche's pretty much known for that, just having something that feels great, but also feels sporty. Not necessarily smooth like a BMW, but you want to drive this car, and that's what these are meant for. Now with the PDK transmission, you just want to use the paddle shifters. It's just very, very, it's just fun to do. That's really the best way to put it. You just want to put your foot in this thing. You want to downshift, upshift, just have that ultimate driving experience. Not to take something from BMW, but it feels so quick, so much fun. And you just feel like you're behind the wheel. You don't feel like the car is doing the work for you. But then if you don't want to necessarily drive this thing spirited and you just are using it to pick the kids up or go shopping or whatever, you can just put it in automatic mode, take all the sport modes off, and it just drives like a luxury SUV should. Actually better than a luxury SUV should, let me put it that way, because even in the normal drive mode, it's still fun. You still feel like you're behind the wheel of a Porsche, and that's where I feel like with the Cayenne, we didn't think that Porsche could do it. They kind of showed that these can be true Porsches in an SUV. And the Macan, especially in the S trim, you start going up to the GTS, the Turbo. they really are 911 four-door SUVs. Maybe not that crazy of a statement, but they're close. But all in all, especially, I think with this kind of mileage, you can get this. I think it's like 30 grand or something. I'll leave a link below in the description to be sure. But I mean, just compared to the $70,000 price point, still has tons of life left in it, and is still just as fun to drive as it was when it was new. I would definitely take a look at this 2015 Porsche Macan in the S trim level.